Hello, this is Joe Pryor of the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, a part of Redbud Realty and Associates. It's April 14th, the day before tax day, and it's a day that we think about finances a lot, isn't it? Because we know tomorrow is a deadline. And in that particular respect, I want to make another plea to Oklahoma City people that are financially distressed and are missing their house payments. Now, you'll excuse me a little bit, I'm going to do this video, but also I have two poodles here that are demanding my attention. But you know something, just like kids, we care for them. We want the best for our families. And you know, it's been a busy week for me, so I didn't have time to look at the sheriff's sale list, that list that says these are the people that are on a date to lose their homes. I couldn't do that until this morning. And you know what is really distressing to me is that here we are, 5 years, let's say, past the crisis that we had where the housing industry started to melt down, where people were losing their jobs, where people were losing their homes in record numbers. And here it is 5 years later, and that sheriff's sale list in Oklahoma City is no smaller than it was even 2 years ago. And the distressing thing about that is that Oklahoma City is one of the markets that's doing extremely well. We have low unemployment. We have a great economy, low cost of living, yet why is this? Why are homes going into foreclosure in the same numbers? And there's a lot of reasons for that. And again, those hardships that we base short sales on, where we rescue people from foreclosure, can be job loss, they can be divorce, they can be relocation that's forced, it can be a medical related problem. But we know that we all have problems. We know that we all, in the last 10 years, have had really the good, easy to qualify loans out there, although not so much now. And so these things happen. We don't have the reserves, and all of a sudden we're finding ourselves in distress. And maybe we're a little bit in denial because we think, oh, somehow everything is going to be okay. And the problem is that I look at those sheriff's sale lists, and I've done this periodically where I've gone in and said, well, did they list their properties in the MLS? And what I find is that 80% of them didn't even try to sell their homes. They didn't try to maybe even zero out, or they didn't try to do a short sale. And so they basically gave up, and that's unfortunate. Now, for full disclosure, I want you to know that no one closes 100% of their short sales. No one is that good, and also there are things beyond our control. For instance, Oklahoma is a judicial state. Just one example here. What that means is it goes through a judge, and the judge says, all right, this is now all right for foreclosure. You've done all your paperwork properly, and it's a judgment against you. And at the same time, you have an IRS tax lien. That's pretty much over, mainly because the lender will not remove that les pendens. The IRS will not move through the courts system. And so what you have is, if you can't pay off that tax lien, you're not going to be able to do a short sale versus foreclosure. So I want you to know that if you are reaching, let's say, the 60, 90 day late, in other words, it's now 3 payments, and you haven't been able to make those payments, you're going to get a letter, and that letter is going to state that, well, you know, you have got an attorney's company that is telling you that you owe this money. You now have about $4,000 in legal fees plus your late pays. You're pretty much at that point done, unless you get a huge windfall, and most people don't get that kind of windfall. It is at that time in a judicial state that you need to do a short sale. You need to consult someone who is a dedicated professional, because otherwise, if we get past that 6 months mark and you have certain kinds of liens, it's going to be extremely difficult. So I want you to be proactive, and I want you to know that despite the fact that the economy is getting better pretty much everywhere, and it's really doing great in Oklahoma City, you're an individual. It is your situation, and you need to know what your options are. So I ask you, if you are in this situation in the greater Oklahoma City area, please contact us. We want to give you every option that you have, including short sale, because a foreclosure is something that has serious impact on your future life and your family's future life, and we want to help you avoid that. This is Joe Pryor of the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, where we deliver traditional real estate values at the speed of technology.